So what is this all about? Well, this is going to be something I think the vast majority of you have never seen before. It's a really, really cool method and system. So what you're going to see today is something that's going to be able to get you some incredible results. I'm talking not just like, okay, I'm talking life-changing type money results and income opportunity here. Um, I do want to mention this isn't going to be like a standard webinar. I hope you guys are okay with this. I know that I kind of get sick of coming on these webinars and it's like the presenter talks about himself and you get a rags to riches story and then he shows his Lamborghini and the jet and whatever. If you guys are cool with that, let's skip all that because you don't care. I want to be able to get right to, because we have a lot to cover, right to exactly what's going to benefit you. And if we want to talk more about me or something later, we can, but nobody really cares about that, right? So let's get straight to it. Everybody is here, again, not to hear my story, but for really one reason, unless I'm missing something huge here. And that one reason is everybody on wants to make more money. Now, why you want to make more money is could be vastly different between each of you, right? Somebody might want to retire, somebody might want to quit their job, somebody might want a side hustle to be able to travel more, to buy their kids more cool stuff, right? I don't know, whatever it is for you. The bottom line is all of us here are on this to figure out how to make more money. How can you make more money? So that's what we're going to talk about. Now, that said, even though we all want to make more money, we all actually will have slightly different income goals. So what I want to ask you right now before we get started, because I want to tailor this to you guys specifically, okay? I don't want to be talking to someone who you are not, right? I want to tailor this to you specifically, and in doing so, we're going to look at some specific numbers and some specific methods. I want to make sure we can sort of meet your goals, and I need to know what those are. So in the questions box, and again, this is private, no one else can see your question. It'll just come to myself and my team here. What is your financial goal per month? In other words, what would you like to make per month, right? And let's take it a little step further. Let me give you a little bit more there. How much money per month would be reasonable, achievable, yet meaningful for you? How much per month would actually have a true impact on your life? All right. How much per month would be a good number here? And let's look and see what you guys, kind of what you guys are saying. Okay, this is great. You guys are, by the way, thanks so much for interacting. So I don't feel like I'm talking out to nobody. Okay, so, okay, anything from like an extra 500 a month, 1,500 a month, an extra 3,000 a month, 10,000, 10,000. Alan says 5,000, 5,000, 1,200. Greg says 12,000. Okay, so this is really good. This lets me know, and I love it when someone types in where are the questions in the question box. You found it. So all right, awesome. Wow, you guys are so interactive. I love this with so many responses. By the way, packed house. So bear with me on your questions and everything. We're going to go as fast as we can, but we have an absolutely packed house here. So let's just do this for easy kind of rounding here. It looks like most people are going to fall within this range, and this is probably a little bit on the higher side, but let's just say $10,000 a month. Okay, so $120,000 a year would be impactful. And let me just say this, whether that's full-time or part-time, it can be done with this method. Okay, you don't have to spend full-time hours on this. So we'll talk about that. So that's great. So let's say 10,000 a month. That's going to be our target, and we're going to try to hit that in a few different ways. Does that sound good? You guys good with that? It's funny, the last 3 responses were 10,000. Okay, awesome. Perfect. All right, so let's get to the next part of this. So just as an example, this is actually my dad. I showed my dad how to do this, right? And again, not technically savvy at all. He builds homes. He was looking to make an extra $2,000 a month. My co-founder in this method in business, John, his dad also does it. Same deal, looking to make a little extra money in retirement, and they've both had success doing it, right? So It's not only something we do, it's something we've taught our family how to do. It's something that if anyone asks, hey, well, Luke, what do you do? How could I, generate the kind of income you make? What would you recommend? This is it, no, without any doubt, right? And we've been doing this for over 20 years, and I have never seen anything nearly as good as this in terms of getting huge results in people with very little experience or skill or technical ability very quickly. So that said, that's all great, but let's get into some nuts and bolts here. The bottom line is we can get you to that $10,000 a month mark and even higher. It's been proven time and time again that it can be done. So here's what I'd like to do. Let's take this a step further than what I even said we were going to do. Instead of just showing you one way to make $10,000 a month, here's what I want to do. I want to put my money where my mouth is, and you guys let me know, which I know you will because you're interactive in the chat. Let me know at the end if you feel like I did not deliver on this, right? And I'm going to say I will. So what I want to show you guys, instead of one, let's do 3 unique, different ways to make money with this method. But not only 3 different ways to make money with this method, I'm going to show you how to get to 10,000 a month with each sub method, we'll call it, with each version of this method. But even further, we are going to do it to the best of our ability that we can here on the webinar. So while you are watching the webinar, we're going to take 3 methods right in front of you, fully demonstrable so you can see it with your own eyes to generate, let's just say, $10,000 a month is about $333. So we're going to make $333 right here on the webinar, right in front of your eyes, 3 different ways. Does that sound good? Okay. So we're going to talk about 3 ways while on the webinar directly in front of your eyes, like I said. Now, I do want to show you some quick results before we get into the specific strategy. In order to do that, I need to make sure I provide an earnings disclaimer to be legally compliant here. Thank you, attorneys, right? And you guys know this. Just because you're on the webinar and watching it doesn't mean money is going to appear in your bank account, right? Everybody has different experience levels, and some people are going to take action, some people will not. And the results I'm going to show here are from people that took action and they did a great job and they worked hard and they had great success. By no means do I want you to think this is a promise you're going to do what they did or a guarantee you're going to do what they did. That's going to be up to you. Here's what I would say, just to be completely compliant and safe here. You guys might understand this, but the average person who comes on a webinar like this or, purchases some type of a system or method or business strategy or whatever, typically the average person doesn't do anything. So the average person makes $0. All right. So I would just say, just to be compliant here, you're going to just assume you're going to make $0, right? Fair enough. So that said, I do want to show you some folks that actually did take action and do something, unlike the average person, and their results. So what's kind of possible with this as we go along? This is Randy. Randy was our first student to learn the method that crossed $1 million. And he's been doing it for a few years now. And as you can see, he's got some pretty big numbers he's thrown up, and he is now over $5 million with the method. All right. So is it possible to do more than 10,000 a month, which is our goal? Yeah, of course. Right. I mean, 5 million is quite the number. Now, a couple quick things on that. And I don't know about you guys. Well, and I'm going to ask this question in the chat, but you guys can probably relate to this. Randy, like, there's no secret or special sauce. Okay. He wasn't like this amazing programmer or knew this secret or anything like that. Just a normal person. In fact, and I know you guys will relate because we certainly do. Randy had tried for over 15 years and had spent more than $60,000 on other strategies and methods and things to try to make money online. None of it worked for him. I think he had a little bit of success with one little affiliate marketing deal, and that lasted about 6 weeks, he said. So Randy tried forever and spent thousands, tens of thousands of dollars and had no success until he came across this. And $5 million later, he's now got what he calls his retirement asset, which he's going to be able to sell or continue to cash flow over time and pass down to his kids and his grandkids. Pretty cool. All right. So Randy was exactly in your seat not long ago. All right. So let me ask you guys this. So I know kind of what our financial goal is. What other things have you tried online, just so I kind of know what our experience level is here? What other business models or strategies have you tried to do to make some extra money online? Let me just look and see real quick before we get started. Okay. All right. Forex, affiliate marketing. Okay. FBA, selling on Amazon. Lots of different strategies. Okay, selling Kindle books. Okay, more Forex, MLM, and affiliate marketing, copywriting, coaching. Okay, it's great. That's great. So here's what I can say on that. This is none of those things, right? So hopefully that's a good thing for you, right? I know that you've tried a lot of different ways, and it is none of those things. Okay, that's good. So you guys have some experience. A lot of you have tried several things, it looks like. Okay, so that's good. That gives me sort of an idea of where we need to go here. So again, you're going to see folks that have generated millions and millions of dollars with this method, many of them. And if you stick around to the end, you're going to hear from some of them directly, which would be kind of cool. So here's what we're going to do. I want to show you the details of how this works. I'm also going to show you, as really sort of a bonus here, how to do this with $0 and how to do it with very little time. All right. And again, we're going to demonstrate all this live. So it doesn't matter if you don't have a huge budget or you don't have a lot of time, you can make this work. It works from anywhere in the world. You guys can absolutely do this. We're going to do several over-the-shoulder demos. We're going to hear directly from some of the multi-million-dollar earners like I talked about. We're going to do some really cool, a huge amount of free bonuses at the end. So you're going to want to make sure you stick around for that. And we'll do some Q&A as well. Okay. So stick around for us until the end, and we'll do some really, wait until you see the bonuses that we're going to hand out for free. Pretty cool. All right, so let's get to the method. You guys ready to roll? Hopefully you are. By the way, thanks for interacting. It makes a big difference in making sure that we are tracking with you and you're following everything. So the basic strategy here, we're going to kind of do a real overview, and then we're going to dig in. And like I said, we'll literally make $333 3 times live, 3 different ways right here. So the basic strategy that we use is we're simply flipping products for a profit, right? The age-old buy low, sell high strategy, okay? So we're gonna go somewhere and buy, let's say, for example, we'll buy something for 10 over here. We're gonna turn around and sell it for 130 over here and collect our $120 profit, right? So this is just a buy low, sell high strategy. But in a specific way, we're buying low and selling high in sort of, and a lot of you guys that said you did some trading and stuff will understand this term, arbitrage. What does that mean? It's just a fancy way of saying we're going to buy something over here from this website at a cheap price. We're going to turn around and sell it over here for a higher price. We're just taking advantage of the difference in prices between two, we'll call them marketplaces, right? In our case, it's typically 2 websites. Okay, so we're just taking advantage of that and being able to buy low, sell high, just like any business would with what we call arbitrage. Okay, so again, fancy way to say buy low, sell high, really is all that is. So we're going to go to website A, buy something for $10. We're going to go sell that thing on website B for, let's say, 80, right? And so we collect our $70 profit. Pretty darn simple. Okay, so I know you got 2 big questions kind of before we get into demos here. All right, well, that sounds great, Luke. That's generic. I get it. You guys are finding things to be able to flip for profit. How does that work, though? I know number 1 is, what is the product? Now, notice I said the product. That might sound strange to you, right? What do you mean the product? I thought it was like lots of products. You're going to be blown away by this, but we all actually sell the same product. Really, it's the same product category. I'll show you what it is. Impossible to saturate. That's why I don't mind showing you guys this. I'm not creating competition. So what is the product and where do you find the deals? How do you find them for cheap, right? And then we'll talk about, of course, where you sell the deals as well when you find them. So what's the product, where you find it? So let's talk about the product first. And we're going to go into great detail about this a little bit later after the demos. But I want to tell you what it is now, right from the beginning, so you know exactly what we do. And I'm going to tell you straight up, this is not going to be sexy, but I can promise you it is wildly profitable. We actually flip physical books. I know, that doesn't sound like what? What? So no, we are not writing books as an author. We are not paying people to write books. We are not doing some audio or Kindle book thing, like none of that, okay? No like little fad thing or whatever. We sell and flip physical books. Think textbooks, right? Let's take it a step further. Think used textbooks, okay? That's what we do. So not sexy, but it sure becomes sexy when you start making over $1 million or several $1 million doing it, right? Becomes sexy pretty quick, okay? So that's it. That's what we do. We flip physical books for profit, right? But that's just a tiny piece of the story, right? So we'll get into more, but you might be going, okay, but why in the world or how, like why physical books? Again, we're going to cover a lot more in detail about this, but it is an absolutely gigantic market, gigantic. We're talking billions and billions of dollars, as you heard mentioned earlier. So it is impossible to saturate this market. It's never going to happen, okay? There are always deals to be found. There are really high profit margins. And back again for you traders, predictable demand. That is such an important part of what we do with this and why this works so well. Predictable demand. All right, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So anyway, we'll go back into why books in a minute. I want to get into showing you guys the method and making some money live first, right? But that's really the main reasons why physical books. Also, the last piece here, you never actually have to touch a book. So not only are you not writing the books or paying someone to write the books, you never have to touch them. So you don't have to hold, handle, ship inventory. You don't have to do any of that. We want you to be able to use that garage space for the new car you're going to buy when you start doing the method, right? So don't worry about that. You never have to touch a book. And here's basically how that works. When we find a deal on a book to flip, we purchase that book from a website, but instead of having that book shipped to us or our business or our home or wherever, we actually have that book shipped to what is called a prep center. And that is a business and typically a warehouse that is specifically designed to take inventory from folks like us and prepare it and get it shipped off to wherever it's being sold. In our case, we sell many different places, but mostly Amazon. Okay, so don't worry if you've done Amazon before. This is completely different than anything you've done on Amazon. Getting ready to show you that here in a minute. But so we buy the book. We don't ship it to ourselves. We ship it to a prep center for anywhere between $1.50 and $3 per book. They'll get the thing prepped for you. They'll get it ready to roll. Your sticker on there. Get it to Amazon. You don't have to ever touch a book. Right? Really nice. You can if you want. We do have folks that process their own books, but you don't have to. All right. So again, we buy it, we ship it to the prep center. The prep center then ships it to, in this particular example, Amazon. You guys get that? Never touch a book. You're not touching inventory. You're not having to try to guess what kind of great niche you need to be in or whatever, because here's the other little tidbit I'll just throw at you. Books is by far, not even close, by far the biggest category on Amazon. And as you guys know, Amazon is the biggest retailer. Amazon started selling books very deliberately for a reason. They started the entire company with books, and that was on purpose. Why? Because of all the things we've talked about already so far. So anyway, all of those reasons, and you don't have to touch a book. It's just a really, really great initial business model. Okay, so that's the basic strategy. But like I said, we have multiple ways within this overall book flipping strategy to make a ton of money. So the first, or I should say second question, so that answers what the product is. Now, how do we find the deals? That's your second biggest question, right? So here's what we're going to do. Let's talk about what we're looking for, and then I'm going to show you different ways to find the deals. Obviously, what we're looking for are books that sell fast and that have a high profit margin, books that we can buy low and sell high. So books that'll sell fast that we can make a lot of money on. Pretty basic, right? Again, this is not rocket science. This is all pretty basic. So your question is, well, how do we know if a book's going to sell? Here's the great part about that, going back to the simplicity of this. We can easily know how fast a book is going to sell really simply because Amazon tells us. Amazon tells us, right? Amazon has what they call their best seller ranking. Some of you that have done some Amazon sales are going to fully understand this, right? So Amazon has what they call their best seller ranking. So that means every book that is for sale on Amazon, they give a rank based on how many copies and how quickly those copies sell of that book. Okay, so a book with a bestseller rank of 1 is the best book. It's selling thousands and thousands and thousands of copies every single day. A book with a bestseller rank of, I don't know, 20 million is selling like 1 a year. Okay, 1 every 2 years. So it's not selling that fast. So knowing what the ranking is and understanding what it means, we can tell very easily how fast the book is going to sell because Amazon tells us. It's just the bestseller rank, okay? And we can actually convert that bestseller rank into an approximate time frame to sell and all that. You can learn about that later. But that's how easy it is to know, hey, does this book sell very quickly? Yeah, well, Amazon tells us. We know. But then how do we know a little bit more, right? Okay, we know it's going to sell pretty quickly, but also based on historical data and predictable patterns. For example, here's a pattern, textbooks. When do you think textbooks sell really well? Right before college semesters, right? Right before school starts. So we know that demand is going to skyrocket for textbooks during very specific times during the year, right? Beginnings of semesters. And when demand skyrockets, what else skyrockets? You guys know from basic economics, right? Price. So if we buy a textbook during non-textbook season and then flip it during textbook season, we're going to make some money. So what does that mean? It means it's like knowing if a stock value is going to go up before you buy it. How about that for you traders out there, right? How much stock would you buy for $20 if you knew that stock was going to go up in 30 days to $120? Well, you'd buy it all, right? As much as you could afford to buy. And that is one of the benefits we get with books. Predictable demand. Huge, huge deal. And I know that won't even hit home until you start selling books, right? But it will hit home eventually. So that's basically what we're looking for. That's how we know if a book's going to sell quickly, and we can kind of predict that price point and demand and all of that. So here's what you do. Here's where you go to find the deals and to find low-priced books. I'm going to show you 3 different ways. These are the 3 ways we're going to make $333 today, which equals about $10,000 a month, right here live. We're going to hunt for some deals specifically, proactively search for them, okay? Then I'm going to show you a way where the finding of the deals is completely done for you. You don't have to do anything. And then I want to show you another way, and I'm calling this kind of 2B, I should have put, which is kind of a way to kick back and let the deals come to you. All right. So those are the 3 ways we're going to make $333 today, each one of those live. Okay. So let's just get straight to it. You guys ready to roll? Let's hunt for deals. So this is kind of the most involved, and it's the one that you kind of you'll learn how to do. I'm going to show you, and it's the one where you're being proactive. Okay. So we're going to proactively hunt for deals, unlike the other 2 methods where the deals are kind of already found for us. All right. So as we move along, it'll just keep getting better. So how do we find deals? Well, we use custom software. Okay, there's no way to really, it can be done, but there's no way to really do this at scale and make the kind of money you've seen people making with this without software. Can you find book deals to flip, onesie, twosie? And yes, you can do it. That's how we started years ago. But it makes no sense to do that now when there is custom software available. And don't worry, you guys will have a chance to grab some custom software here and at no risk and all of that. So you start with zero money, all that stuff later. Okay, so don't worry about all that. Let's just focus on the strategy so you understand it first. Custom software. So here's what we use. We've developed this software program. It's the only software of its kind that does so many things to help us find these deals. It helps us find fast-selling, profitable books with like the press of a button. You're going to see it here in just a second. And it's got some advanced, some intelligent filtering to help us kind of laser focus on specifically profitable deals. And we've got the 10 million fastest, most profitable books in the database. Okay, so the custom software is a gigantic advantage. Okay, so here's what it does. The software itself goes out to all the major book selling websites, okay? And it crawls those websites and it scrapes the data from those websites and it brings all of that information back. What books they have in stock, how many they have, what price point it is, and it stores all of that information, not only historically, but in real time. And so now we have an idea of what a book is priced at let's say website 1 and website 2 and website 3 and Amazon, right? We know all of that. So it gathers all of that information and it puts it into a searchable database that allows us to just type in a few numbers for the types of profit we're looking for and how quickly we want the book to sell, and hit the button and wham, giant list of profitable books. All right. Unbelievable, because back in the day, I'm going to sound like a grandpa, walk 2 ways in the snow to school. But back in the day, we would have to look at each book individually and go search each website individually. That's a thing of the past now, right? The software goes out, grabs all the information, pulls it into one spot. We do a search and we can find profitable flips just like that. Okay. So how fast can we get to $10,000 a month with this first strategy? Well, I want to show you. Okay, let's do it live right here with you. All right, so let me pull up the software. And again, you guys will learn about the software and how to get access and all that here in a bit. But okay, so hopefully you guys can see the screen here. This is the custom software. And I don't want you to get bogged down with kind of the technical information here. You'll have a chance to learn how to do all this later. I just want to kind of basically tell you what I'm doing to find the profitable books. I'm putting in a $70 maximum used price. I don't want to pay any more than $70 for the book. I'm putting in an Amazon minimum price of $120 because if I'm going to pay $70, I want to make sure that Amazon is selling it for at least $120. Okay, so I want a minimum Amazon price. That's pretty high there. So what that does is it guarantees me a lot of margin. All right, and then I want to come over and I want to show you something unbelievably powerful. I'm going to use the software's forecasted rank tool to tell me, hey, over the next 90 days, which is important because that's when my book is going to be for sale, right? Over the next 90 days, how quickly is this book going to sell on average? What's my average bestseller ranking predicted to be over the next 90 days? How do we get to that prediction? Well, it's artificial intelligence software, right? It's the new thing. We are taking past historical data that this giant software program goes out and collects, and we take all that information and we then feed it in, and it tells us, hey, this is what approximately is going to be your average bestseller ranking over the next 90 days. So now we know we found books with spread, right? We've got margin, and we know over the next 90 days, it's going to sell. There's nothing else like this right there. You can go on Amazon and see what a book is ranked right now, but you don't know what it's going to be ranked in 3 weeks. So what if you bought a Christmas book December 23rd because it looked like it was selling tons of copies, and then you get it for sale a week later and nobody's buying Christmas books anymore? Well, you're going to be sitting on that book for a year, right? So super powerful. So again, over 10 million books in the database to search, and we click apply filters here, and just like that, we have searched more than 10 million books with recent data, very recent data that meet our criteria. And that is a lot better than looking one by one at a book. So that is how you're going to make a lot of money with this. Okay, so we search, we find the deals show up. Now let me show you an even more amazing piece of the software, which again, just until a few months ago, we had to do all of this manually. It now does this automated. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hover over these listings. When I hover over the listing, the software has a tool called our real-time profit analyzer. And what it does is it goes out in real time and checks that data for that book and pulls back right now to this second, not only what the price is that we can buy it for, but also what we can sell it for, and also the competition levels, and does all of that calculation and says, okay, after you buy it and after all of Amazon fees, it does all the math for you with the fees and everything, says this is how much you can make with this book, or it says, nah, this book isn't profitable. All right, so here's where we get into how fast can we make $10,000 a month with this. How quickly can we do it? And here we are with our first live demonstration. We're going to get to $333 as fast as we can. Hopefully it's pretty quick. It normally is. And in order to show you right here, real time, how quick you can get there. Okay, so let's hover over these, and it's going out and it's analyzing. And okay, let me just say this. That is a really good one. Normally, you don't make $229 on the first book, buying a couple copies of it. So anyway, this is a really good one. So this is a high-level business law book, it looks like. So it's really expensive. We can buy it for $52 and sell it for $342. That's a really big profit. So after all fees, it's $229. We're almost there already. So I don't know if you guys are timing that, but what was that? 5 seconds? Again, not all of those are going to be this way. So you'll see that as we go through. Okay. So that one, we just happen to hit a grand slam immediately, which is kind of cool. Next one. Okay. It's the same book. We can find it from another vendor for just a little bit more expensive, $52. So we can, again, we'll make the same amount of money when we flip that one. All right. Next one. Let's see. Okay. So it checked, for example, this one, no profit available right now. So we didn't find it cheap enough anywhere where we could flip it for profit. But again, what it's doing is it's going out and checking all these websites in real time and coming back with information. One book would take you, oh man, even if you're really fast, one book would take you every bit of 5 to 10 minutes, every bit of it. And now we're taking seconds. Okay, so we're up to 459. We've already made our 300. We've already done our $10,000 a month pace. Okay, nothing there, nothing there. So you can see not all of them are profitable. You have to spend some time searching. Okay, here's one that we can make $38 on. We're up to basically 500. Nothing for this one. $38 on that one. Nothing yet. So we're over $530 so far profit. 70 cents. So not really worth that one. $5, which is not bad. We'll take it. $3 on that one. So you can see it varies greatly depending on your searches. $5 on that one, $5 on that one. Let's see. Let's keep going here. So let's go to this one. This is the next one. Wow. Okay. So another good one. 173. Let's just stop there. I think you get the point. Okay. So $775 worth of profitable books we found that quickly. Okay. Does that make sense, guys? What's going on here with this software? Again, it's a giant database. We crawl all of the book selling websites. We pull all of the data, which allows us to find books with margin that sell fast. And then once we narrow that list down, we can check them in real time with the real-time profit analyzer, and it tells us what our profits are going to be after all fees, right? So we're talking about, hours and hours worth of work just to do a handful of books down to seconds. Everybody get it? Does that make sense? Let me just make sure. Let me make sure you guys can see this. Okay, cool. Awesome. So this is a good question. Let me answer it really quickly. Yeah, I know. Thanks for that feedback, guys. I know it's crazy, right? It's amazing. How do you know the condition of the book? The condition of the book is included in the calculations, and based on when you go look at purchasing the book, you make sure it's a condition match. It's really simple. So yeah, it's all factored in and figured out. Okay, love it, love it. Okay, awesome. Should we search only Amazon initially? We'll talk about all that later, okay? All right. So let's get to the next piece of this. All right. So hopefully you guys now see my slides again. So the question was, before we went over to look at the first strategy, the first method 1A, how fast could we get to 10,000? We got there pretty quick, didn't we? So that is how, when you look at results, like, for example, this is Seth. Seth is from the UK, so he's international, and he's been doing the business for a couple of years now. And Seth has done really, really well, to the tune of over $3.6 million doing the method. And what's cool about Seth, and this is why I wanted to show you this, Seth has done those kind of numbers. And I think Seth will probably be one of our first students to cross $2 million in 1 year. So he'll probably do that this year pretty easily. So the cool thing about that, when talking about time, how long does it take? Seth spends about 2 to 3 hours per day. Great. Like, talk about crazy return. And he's got it nearly all outsourced at this point. So the searching, the purchasing of the items, all nearly outsourced. Crazy. So it doesn't take a ton of time to sort of answer the time question. All right. So now the question is this. All right, well, hang on. That's cool. And we're taking hours and hours worth of searching and manual looking and deal finding and turning it into seconds, right? That's amazing. But nothing's ever good enough for us modern folks, right? So what if you don't actually want to spend any time searching for deals? Like 0 time searching for deals. What if there was a way to profit and make money without ever buying a book? How does that work? How can you make money like flipping books if you'd never buy one? Well, we're going to talk about the done for you method now. Okay. If the first one didn't absolutely blow your mind, this one will. Okay. So let's talk about what the done for you method is. This is a really simple concept and going to take us 2 seconds to demo this. So we call this our book deals marketplace. So how does that work? Let me show you. This is going to, like I said, this is going to blow your mind. All right. So let's go back to the software. Okay, so we already saw method 1. We got the well over $333 in a single day and hit our goal. This is method 2. Let's see how long this one takes. Okay, so this is going to blow your mind. So we're going to scroll up, and we actually have a section here in the software called Marketplace. We click on Purchase Marketplace Books. What is this? So because we've been teaching students how to do this for several years, and we do it ourselves, and we've basically have a nice sizable group of people that do this. We have been able to create a marketplace whereby people that are utilizing our software and are students of ours can post books, or not books, post listings for sale to other members. All right. Now, I know you're probably going, well, why would they do that? If they found a profitable book, why wouldn't they? Well, let me give you an example, right? Again, we talked about this market being billions and billions of dollars. I'm not aware of, at least, anyone in our group yet that is a multi-billionaire and can afford to buy every single book, okay? That is on Amazon and everywhere else. So this is a great way, especially for beginner people new to this, to continue to make money even when their budget runs out, okay? So let's say, let's say you got a budget of, I don't know, in the very beginning, let's say we've had people start with $50, okay? But let's say you started with 500 and you bought $500 worth of profitable books, and now you're waiting on those to sell or, get shipped to be sold. What do? Well, in the past, it was twiddle thumbs and wait until those sold and then take that money and buy double the amount of books and then double, and continue to do that. Well, now you can actually continue to hunt deals using the deal hunting method, okay? But when your budget runs out, that's okay. You can post the deals that you find here in the marketplace and charge money for someone else to buy access to what that book is and where they can buy it for the deal, right? So you're basically selling a deal that you found. So the other, back to the beginning when I said there's going to be a way to do this without even buying a book, you can make money here without even buying a book, because you can just find the deals, post the deal in the marketplace, and someone will pay you to learn what the deal is. Pretty amazing, right? So that's kind of on the sell side. On the buy side, let's say you don't want to spend any time searching for books on your own. You don't want to. And you don't mind sharing in some of the revenue and paying someone for finding the deals, basically. Okay, well, then you come to the marketplace and you just buy books that are profitable. So let me show you some, right? Here's the first one. The first one, super fast seller, low competition. We can buy it for $7. We can sell it for $79. Okay, hopefully, I know this is kind of small for you guys. Hopefully you can see it okay. That gives us, after fees, after Amazon fees and selling fees, $55 profit. And the seller is selling this for $12. So how does that work? We click the button. This is our reveal price, is what we call it. You click the button and pay the $12. The book information on what the book is and where to buy it for $6.99 is revealed to you, and you go buy it. Okay, and our system is pretty advanced. It checks in real time to make sure the book is still available at the same price and all that stuff, right? So that's all been figured out. So you don't have to worry about any of the logistics or the details. But the bottom line is we can spend $12 right now for $55 of profit. Another way to look at that is we can trade $12 for $55. How many times would you do that? I don't know where else you're gonna, 4 times your money. So pretty darn powerful. So let's look at a few of these. So $12 for $55 profit, $32 for $161 profit, $5 for $33 profit, $19 for $91 profit, $14 for $59. So back to our question, strategy number 2 to make us $10,000 a month. And how quickly can we get there? Let's see how fast. How fast can we buy these listings? It's $55. Let's just call that 160. So let's just say 200, 230. Let's just call that 100 just to make it easy. 330. We're already there. Done. Want to make some more? Okay, 59, 20. Of course, we had to spend some money on the listing. So let's say, all right, this one's 59. So that's another, let's say 21, another 20. That's another 100. So we're getting, up the $400 mark. So certainly we have covered, even after buying the listings, certainly we have covered our profit. Okay. So that is what we call the done for you method. And I know if that doesn't blow you away, what do you guys think? Give me some feedback on that. Is that pretty wild? And here's what's great about it. This marketplace is awesome for not only buyers, but also sellers, right? It gives you a way to make money all the time, even if you have low budget. Gives you a way to make money without having to spend money on books or have to wait until, until they sell if you're not buying fast selling books. But it also gives the buyers an opportunity to not have to search for any deals if they don't want to, right? Pretty amazing. You guys follow? Does that all make sense? Awesome. Yes, it is. Thanks. Thanks, Donnie. I appreciate it. It is impressive. Yeah, super awesome. Okay, good. So you guys are following. So that's method 2. So method 1, we proactively searched in the custom software for profit. Live, we made more than $333. We showed you guys how we could find that many in deals. Now, obviously, what would have to happen after that is we would buy the book, have it shipped to the prep center. It then gets shipped to where we're selling it, probably Amazon, and then sold, right? So that's kind of the full process. But at least finding $333 worth of deals for the day so that you can be on a $10,000 pace, done with the hunt method. Method 2, finding $333 worth of deals in our marketplace took, seconds again. So that's already 2 different ways, 2 different strategies within our book flipping method to get to what you were looking for. What if you did both? 20,000, right? I saw somebody said they wanted to do 20,000 when we talked earlier. Well, just do more, right? Either buy more books on the hunt method or buy more or sell on the marketplace, right? You have so many options. That's just the second one. We've got one more to go, okay? All right, so let's go to the next portion of this. Let's look at the next strategy. So those are our first 2, all right? Proactively hunting in our book deals marketplace. And again, this is how someone like Leopold, who's been doing this part-time, crossing over $400,000, okay? And by the way, if you guys have a question about this, what are the typical profit margins? Usually anywhere from 30 to 50% at giant scale. At medium scale, you can get that 100% ROI mark. But so minimum of a couple $100,000 in profits for Leopold part-time, starting out, brand new, just a little bit of time, taking some action. So that is how he's getting to those numbers, is utilizing both hunting and marketplace, but also what you're about to see. All right. So the third way is, what if we I almost picture, like, when I think about this method, I almost picture myself like on the beach, right, with my hands behind my head on some, like, lawn chair and somebody bringing drinks to me, letting the deals come to us, right? Letting the deals come to us, actively come to us, right? So even with the marketplace, you have to click on, it's really sad that we make this sound like it's difficult. You have to click on marketplace and click on buy. With this, the deals come to us proactively. All right, so let me show you how that works. The way that works is with, again, our software system utilizing what we call book alerts. Okay, and here's how that works. Book alerts is a system that will monitor pricing every single hour, every day, across several sites for you, fast selling books that you are interested in buying at a price point you want. Okay, so you put your price in for that book. When the system finds that book for that price, it sends you an email and says, found it, here you go. And then you're able to go grab it before someone else can grab that deal. Okay, and again, nobody's really fishing in the same pond. We're talking about tens of millions of books and hundreds of millions of inventory and price changes every single day. So you get that alert. So you basically just get to sit back and let the deals come to you. Right? Does that make sense? Okay, so let me show you this in action. This is, if the first one didn't blow your mind and the second one didn't blow your face off, the third one will certainly, what's another, knock your socks off, I guess, right? Okay, so check this out. This is a really cool strategy. All right. So what I want to show you here, this is, and you just missed it, but there's some new ones actually. There's new ones popping in as we speak. I'm going to let that go so you can see it in real time. So the top one now is 213. Okay, that will change very quickly. So what is this? This is an email inbox that we have set up of alerts. And so we have the system monitoring books for us at specific price points that we know will be profitable. And there's one that just came in, $12, right? There's another one that came in, $4. Okay. So these are deals that we're letting the software do the work for us and just alert us when a deal is found. And there's a couple more. $4, $1, $2, $4. So some of them are high profit, some of them not so much, but you can look here. These are timestamps as these come in real time. So we're talking about 30 minutes worth of books here. And we see 9, 5, 17, 14. Okay, so speaking of, let's just do this. This is method number 3. Remember, I promised live, real time, right in front of your eyes, we're going to make $333 3 different ways. We've already done it 2 ways. This is the 3rd way. Okay, so let's see, based on what's coming in, how quickly we can make potentially $333, or at least find $333 worth of potential profit here in our books. All right, so let's just go back, because none of these have been very long ago, right? Less than, we're talking 12 minutes ago, right? So some of these I wouldn't bother with. It's not enough money to make sense on the profit margins. So I would skip $1.70, $1.91. So let's say $12. Let's say $12. Let's just call that 25. Let's call that 35. Let's just call that 50 for easy calculation. Between those two, 60. Here's 80. Here's 90. Here's 100. Here's 160. Here's 180. Let's just call it 200 for easy figuring. Here's 230. So you can see in less than 10 minutes here, we've had $300 worth of alerts come in. Okay, now, what's the catch with this? So the catch, I guess I would say, with alerts is that you have to set them up, right? So you find the book, you do a little research on the book, and you determine what price you want that book to be when you get your alert. And if the system finds it, it'll send you the email. So, you have to set those. So it takes a little bit of time. And then over time, the more of those you have, the faster the alerts come in. So this is obviously an account that we have several alerts in the system to be getting these. So over time, you're not going to get this many alerts in your account in the first 5 seconds because you have to set them first, right? But over time, you will start to see large numbers of alerts come in. Okay. So when I talk about the gigantic size of this market and the lack of ability to saturate or competition, hopefully this is starting to hit home now, why we're willing to share this, or partly why, right? We can talk more in the FAQ about more information on that, but $20 one, that was a good one that just popped in. So does that make sense, guys? So these are all books that we set up as an alert. The system goes out, monitors the prices, and comes back and says, hey, this one hit your criteria. Does that make sense? Have any quick questions on the alerts before we? Okay, cool. Chris says, yep. Awesome. Debbie says, yep. Says, yep. Awesome. Yeah, so the way that works, Sean, so Sean is are these books coming in based on earlier research? Yes. So basically what happens is you get a 2-for-1 when you are doing the hunter method, when you're searching for books and you look to see if books are profitable and you're investigating and you go, hey, I'm going to go buy this book. Let me check the condition. When you're doing that is the time when you also set an alert. Okay. So you're using the hunter method to do 2 things. One is to find what you can hunt right then. but you're also setting traps, right? Think of it as hunting. You're also setting traps for later books to come across and be caught, right? So you find the deals that are there right now, but then you also set an alert and you go, okay, I know what this book is worth now, the value. If I can buy it under this price amount, let me know. Save, boom, and it's done. Does that make sense? Awesome. Good. Okay, so you guys are following. So that's it. And it's really very simple. Like in terms of how do I know what to set? Of course, you'll have an opportunity to learn exactly how to set all these things up, but it's like you just make sure that you're buying it at under the average price, which the software shows you, right? So very simple. Okay. All right. So that's 3 ways. All right. Now let's go back to presentation. All right. Okay, hopefully you guys can see that. So again, this third method is what I would call sit back and let the deals come to you. Pretty powerful. So that is how someone like Kathy, for example, has generated over $1 million doing this, which, by the way, Kathy was previously selling FBA. She was doing Amazon FBA, for those of you that are familiar with that. And she did okay. She had some success, but when she found this business model, immediately switched over. And she's done over $1 million and is just a great member of our community. So super cool to see people using the alert system to generate a bunch of money. So the 3 ways, remember I promised 3 ways live. We're going to hunt for deals with the software proactively. We did that. We found more than $333, $10,000 a month pace. The done for you system with the marketplace, we found more than $333. Not only just buying, but also think about also being able to sell, right? So done for you, which is incredible. And then the third method, which should be a 3 there, not a 2 or a 2B, letting the deals come to us. Okay. 3 different ways you have seen within the overall book flipping method, 3 different strategies to generate $10,000 a month individually, separately, together as a mix, right? Up to 30 if we more. So pretty powerful. Okay. So hopefully you guys understand that and we delivered on that. Based on that, you guys can see now why we're talking about the simplicity of the method, and the success rate is so high with this because it eliminates so many of the problems. So that's why when we get back to, I know some of you guys had some more questions like after you see the method, why there's so much success is because it eliminates all these hurdles, which you now know, right? So somebody like Cy, who's done over 600,000 now, had, again, similar to Randy, tried several things and had a little bit of success here and there, but nothing like this because he was able to really streamline his business, and it didn't take a ton of money or a ton of time, and was very simple and straightforward. And he was able to be much more successful with this than any of his other endeavors previously, right? So in terms of technical skills, you don't need them, right? We have a 10-year-old little girl doing this, right? If you guys are on this webinar, you can do this. This is a good one. So this is Victor, retired band teacher from Canada, doing the method. Victor, this is Victor here receiving his $100,000 award with John and I. And John is the other co-founder of the method and the community. Victor, as a retired band teacher, would be the first to tell you he wasn't super technically savvy. In fact, we got a kick out of this post. He had posted, we have a little Facebook group so our people can talk to each other and things. He posted in there and had done $16,000 in 30 days, but here was the great part. So he had done $16,000 in 1 month, yet didn't know how to take a screenshot to post it to the Facebook group, right? So he said, my son finally taught me how to take a screenshot, save it, and paste it. So pretty cool. Just goes to show you how little technical skills are required to be able to pull this off. So again, when you look at this, no website needed, no email list needed. You don't do any paid traffic at all, so you don't have to be able to write ads or have an ad budget. You don't have to do any advertising at all. You don't have to run any traffic because you're just posting your books for sale on places like Amazon that already have the traffic. So you don't have to do any SEO or anything. You don't have to do any social media. You don't have to do any articles or content or videos or graphic design or anything, right? None of the normal stuff that makes it difficult or puts up a hurdle. Almost all of that is completely eliminated. So let's talk about the two main problems this sort of solves, again, just to drive home what you're looking at here. And then I want to show you guys a couple more things. We're going to hear from some of the folks, and I want to show you guys how to get access to this. So lots of money, you don't need lots of money, okay? Lots of time, you don't need lots of time. Those are your two big ones, which I feel like really hurt a lot of business models. It takes too much time, it takes too much money, and most of them take too much of both, okay? So lots of money. Let me just show you a specific example of how you don't need that with this, even though you saw it live. This is Patrick. Patrick was full-time college student and driving Uber on the side just to make enough money to pay for his living expenses while going to school. He started doing this and has done over $500,000 now. He started with $0 of his own, right? $0 of his own. Of course, we have the marketplace at this point. Patrick didn't even have the marketplace when he started. So what he did, he started with a student credit card of $1,500, which is pretty cool, right? So he used that to buy some inventory and flip it, and then continue to flip it over and over. And $500,000 later, Patrick is a success. So it doesn't take a huge amount of money. This is pretty cool too. This is Patrick. He posted in the group and said, hey, here are my updated numbers. I've been backpacking in Colorado, haven't had internet, probably won't have internet the next few days, keep selling, right? And so here he is. I always make this joke. Here he is with his girlfriend. She is not very good looking. She's got big ears. In Colorado, and posted this. I thought that was really cool. He's like, hey, here's where I am. I'm having a blast and I'm still making great money. Over $80,000 in the last 30 days. And this particular day he posted he had made over $3,000 in sales while backpacking in Colorado. Pretty cool. So doesn't take a lot of money to start. And again, time, we can talk about that. So money, obviously not an issue. Let's talk about the time. Let me show you one example of time. This is Andrew. Okay. Andrew had a very demanding career, full-time job, like plus some overtime hours. He was looking for a way to be able to quit his job. $1 million later earned, and he's been able to do that. He's had some really huge months. So what's cool about Andrew is he wanted to be able to quit his job, which he did. And so you would think, okay, Andrew can now do this full time. He does not. Why? Because he doesn't want to. He makes such good money just doing this a couple hours a day that he's good with that, right? And he spends time with his wife and traveling and all that stuff, right? So pretty cool. So that's someone who had very demanding full-time job plus some, looking to get out of that whole rat race situation. $1 million later and only working a couple hours a day now, and he's doing great. So you don't need a lot of time to do this. So the bottom line is this: lots of problems and hurdles are solved with this business model. And I know because you guys saw it live, you know what's possible, and you've seen some of the results here, people making literally millions of dollars. And we have shown several hundred people how to do this. We have a countless number of people that have done over 100,000. Like I didn't want to bog it down with that many folks and what they've done. So really, really powerful. So what we've done is, I know you guys would be interested in taking advantage of this and being able to do this method and all the strategies within the method that we talked about, be able to use the software systems that we've built and become a part of our community. So we put together a package for you guys to do that. And so let's go through what we've put together, how it's going to work. We have basically it's a zero risk proposition for you and a guaranteed result for you. So it should be an absolute no-brainer. We call it Book.Profits. So the system we put together, we call Book.Profits, and here's what is included. Obviously the software that you saw us using the hunter method with, going out and actually getting into the database software and searching for profitable deals. So again, it's the only software of its kind. It's going to do all the heavy lifting for you. It's going to find those fast selling profitable books. Just put in those few numbers, which you'll learn about, press the button, and boom, near real-time deals available for you right there. Okay. So that, of course, is part of the package. It's a pivotal part of the package. But you're probably wondering about this. You've seen the software in action live. You saw the results that we had live. We can get you to your goal, but you don't really know how to use the software and all the details, of course. So we got you covered there. There's full in-depth training also included in the Book.Profits package to teach you everything you need to know, full step-by-step video training modules, everything you need to know from start to finish is in there. Now, it's not a bunch of 20 hours worth of videos. I think it's about 3 hours worth of training is really all you need to get started. So that gets you everything you need to know from start to finish. Just handing you a tool doesn't do you any good if you don't know how to use it. So that's what this is about. So the software and full in-depth detailed training, the same software and training you see everyone else that's getting huge numbers is using and watched and learned from, okay? So training as well. The other thing that we feel is very important, this is another hurdle and a common issue that we've seen some of our students have faced with other business models, and that is actually getting help. Okay, so yeah, sometimes there's software included with other trainings or methods, and yeah, you can get help in watching the videos that they may give you. But if you have specific questions about specific things, very difficult to get help. So what we have is a full-time support staff available for you on our team that provides quick responses. And now here's the deal. These are not outsourced random people that can't help you with the business. These are all people. I don't think we have anyone on staff that hasn't done at least $100,000 in sales. Okay, these are people that actively do the business. They are in the trenches. They are experts. They can actually help you if you get stuck or if you have a question. So this is one of the favorite, biggest impactful things that when we talk to our students, they said one of the biggest things that made the difference was your amazing support staff to be able to actually ask questions about the business and they can actually help. So yeah, sure, they can answer questions about access and passwords, but more importantly, they can truly help you with questions about the business. So important. And it's just, I just don't see that very often these days. So we're very proud of that. So you've got the software, all the training that you need, but also we're not going to leave you behind. You've got all the help that you need with our email support, our customer support desk full of experts. Okay. Not only that, we're also going to give you help in another way, which is access to members here that you've seen making millions of dollars in our private Facebook group. So we're going to throw that in as well. You're going to get immediate answers and help to your questions there. You can go back and search. There's probably never been a question you can come up with that hasn't already been asked and answered in the Facebook group if you just do a search. So it's a great, very helpful group, very positive. We are so lucky to have built such an amazing community. In fact, the Facebook group is so good. We did not anticipate this, right? We just thought, well, we'll provide that because that'll be extra help for everyone and they can interact. This was actually voted our #1 resource by our members, right? We interviewed about 200 of our members recently, and they all said #1 favorite resource Facebook group, no questions asked. Pretty cool. Lots of amazing partnerships have been formed there. And like I said, you can search the history. So we have you completely covered on the tools, the software, the training that you need, all the support that you need, a couple different ways. And that is how folks are getting to the kinds of numbers that you've seen. All right. So before I show you where to go to get the package, before I show you all the free bonuses, okay, which you're going to be, again, if you haven't been blown away by what you saw previously, wait until you see that. But so before I show you where to go and the bonuses, I want to talk to you about a couple other things because this gets even better, okay? We wanted to make sure that your ability to start this business model and start trying and doing these strategies was absolutely zero risk for you. I know I hate it when I'm like, I don't know if this is going to work for me, or is this a bunch of BS, right? Is this some kind of scam? What is, I don't know. We want to make sure that you have absolutely zero risk. We want it to be a no-brainer for you so that it makes a lot of sense. And we can do that because we're so confident in our systems and our strategies. We have a double your money back guarantee. All right. That's how confident we are. I know this sounds crazy, but here's the deal. If you just take action and you don't have success, we're not only going to give you your money back, we're going to give you 2 times your money back. Okay, that's how confident we are. We know if you just take action and don't have success, 2 times your money back. Now, if you don't take any action, then you're not going to qualify for this guarantee, right? So how does that work? Basically, if after 90 days of taking action, you're not on pace to make your money back, we're going to pay you 2 times your money back. So you're going to double your money with your decision today, no matter what, even if it doesn't work. Okay. So that is pretty cool because I don't know where else you're going to double your money anyway. All right. So that's the way that works. So you're going to make money with this no matter what, because you're either going to do it by using the system, which we know you will. That's why we're so confident, or we'll just pay you your profit because you took action and it didn't work for you. Okay. So you're going to double your money no matter what, which is pretty cool. So here's all it is. This is all it is. You might be going, okay, yeah, but I have to take action. What is that? Do I have to spend 12 hours a day behind the computer screen or something ridiculous? Here's all we ask you to do. And you tell me if you think this is unreasonable. We want you to do 2 searches per day and record those. Let us know you did them. We want you to find 2 profitable books per day and get those ready to go, listed and for sale on average. Okay. So every week we have 2 on average for each week per day, meaning 14 for the week on average. Pretty simple. Okay. That's not asking a lot. 2 searches per day, find 2 books and get them for sale, right? Reprice them. That's basically it. So there's full details on the page I'm getting ready to send you to, but that's basically your qualifications. I'll tell you a quick funny story. So this is Chris, based on our guarantees. We're so proud of our guarantees because no one else can really do those types of guarantees because their systems don't work like ours does. So we're so proud of that. And Chris here wanted to take full advantage of that. So in his mind, he said, we interviewed Chris right when he was in the beginning. You can actually see the video in the software in the member area when you get in. And he says, I just purchased this so that I could double my money and to get my money from you guys when I took action. And he said, and I can't remember his exact phrase, but it was basically, and wouldn't you know it, I started making great money, and so there went my refund, right? And so Chris, $2 million later, is very happy that he thought he was going to take advantage of our guarantee. And now $2 million later, he's quite happy with his decision. So it gets even better. All right. Let's talk about price. I know you guys want to know, okay, yeah, where do I go? But how much is this thing going to cost? It's like a ton of money. Let's think about this really quick. Let's just think about value. How much do you think Randy, after making $5 million, how much do you think he would pay to have access to these tools? I can tell you this, he didn't even have access to half of the tools you guys will have access to when you start, right? Because he started before all of this was really developed as it is. So what do you think he would pay? You think he would pay $1 million? I bet he would. I bet he'd trade $1 million easily for the amount of profits he's made with this business. So pretty high value, Randy. What about Seth? Seth's done 3.6 million. You think he'd pay $1 million for it? I bet he would. So super high value here. Chris, we just talked about Chris. You think he'd pay 500 for it? Think he'd trade 500 for 2 mil? I bet he would. What about all these folks? What about Andrew, Kathy? What about Jim? We'll talk about Jim here in a little bit. You think all those people did over $1 million? You think they pay like 100 grand for this? I bet they would. How many franchises do you know that cost way more than that and have way less success than what we just showed you? It's a lot, right? So don't worry, you're not going to pay anywhere near that. I just wanted to drive home the type of value we're talking about here, because sometimes that gets lost when you're talking about pricing. So our normal price, and we're doing an unbelievable discount for you guys. The normal price is $5,000, which is a deal. It's a steal, obviously. at that. And then that covers your first month, and then $297 per month after that for every month you choose to stay, cancel anytime. That's what our standard pricing is. No brainer, right? If you can't make that back doing the business, then you probably took a nap and you didn't do the business, right? So here's what we're going to do for you guys. This hopefully, if nothing else blew your socks off, hopefully this does. We're going to do a huge discount for you guys for just a limited time here. We're going to save you guys over $4,600 for your first year. So you can get started today for $14.97, and that covers your first month, your first 30 days, gets you set up, gets you your access to the training, all the information, all the software, everything. So that covers your full first 30 days. Then after that, we knocked it down, cut it in half, basically. It's just $197 a month for as long as you want to continue. And then what's cool, and cancel anytime, there's no long-term contract or anything. You are grandfathered in at $197 instead of $297 a month rate, which is cool, right? So you save money over the course of time the longer you do this. Okay, so gigantic savings. Here's where you go to get it. Okay, you should see that on your screen. And also, someone will type it in the questions box for you in the chat so that you can click on the link if you want to. But that is where you go to get it. Okay, now, we haven't even talked about your bonuses yet, but I knew a lot of you guys were ready to go. So I want to give you that. Now, speaking of being ready to go, it gets even better. Okay, it gets even better. We have some absolutely crazy bonuses set for you guys. So free bonus number one. The way to do this was $0 and 0 time. What is it? You're going to get free access to the marketplace. Normally, the marketplace costs several $100s a month. We've charged almost $1,000 a month for just the marketplace in the past for some of our beta members. So free access to that is included for as long as you are a member at 0 cost as another crazy bonus for you guys. Okay, so you get free access to that, which is going to allow you to, if you want to, spend 0 time searching for profitable flips, just buy them straight up, or able to sell listings to other members without having to buy any books. Pretty cool. Okay, so that's included. So that's bonus number one. The marketplace alone should be able to easily pay for your membership without any question at all. Okay, plus many more thousands of dollars over time. All right, next. Free bonus 2, 1,000 alerts with our alert system. So the kind of sit back and let the deals come to you. You can monitor 1,000 books as a bonus included in this bonus package. Okay, so that's huge. So that's number 2. How long do you think it would take you to find or check 1,000 books every hour on all the way? You couldn't do it. You couldn't even do 3 probably, much less 1,000. So it's just impossible. So huge bonus that is included. Again, normally we only do 100. We're going to throw in an extra 9. So you're going to get 1,000 alerts to get this thing started. Just so you know, our system has sent out over 98, in the very short time it's been available, over $98 million worth of profitable alerts. That's crazy. So get in and get your share of that. Free bonus number 3, not only do you get the marketplace and the alerts, we're also going to include twice weekly live coaching sessions. All right. So if the support email and the Facebook group wasn't enough, how about this? You can get on to 2 live coaching sessions that we have just like this, either John and myself or some of our mentors that have done millions of dollars, and you can ask us anything live. Multi-million-dollar earners are there to ask any questions and try to help you out. This is easily a $500 a month value. In fact, we used to charge $997 a month for the live coaching. We are including that here with your bonus for you guys at no additional cost. So as long as you're a member, you can hop on our twice weekly live coaching, ask any questions you want. They're incredible coaches. Wait until you guys get on one of the live sessions. It's just amazing. So what else you're going to get on top of that live coaching is the coaching library. So what happens is all of those sessions are recorded, and then they're placed and categorized and cataloged in our member area. Searchable, time-stamped. So you can go back and search anytime anybody's ever talked about, I don't know, repricing. You can search for that and see all of the different when the coaches have talked about that. And you can go straight to it and learn. Pretty amazing. So the coaching library is included, and that's, I don't know, several $1,000 value, I would say. So not only that, we are going to throw in the real-time profit analyzer, which you guys saw me using in the initial demo. Okay. When I hovered over and it went out and checked the prices and everything, that normally costs $100 a month. That is included as part of your bonus package here for as long as you're a member. Okay. Pretty cool. So you don't have to go out and check the prices yourself or any of that. Again, that's just that piece of software alone is $100 a month. So we call that piece of software book deal or no book deal in the theme of a game show. So you simply hover over the price, it goes out and checks information in real time, gives you instant visual cues on whether or not you want to buy it, tells you the conditions. It is crazy how awesome it is. Basically, is it a good deal? If yes, it's in green and tells you how much. If it's not, it's in the no book deal column. Pretty cool. All right. So the next thing on top of real time, the real time analysis, so you're getting the marketplace, you're getting 1,000 alerts, you're getting twice a weekly live coaching, you're going to get the coaching video library, you're going to get real time profit analyzer. You're also going to get what we call our more book sources. What are more book sources? Well, it's more websites that we crawl, which normally cost extra, included. More sources means you're going to find more deals, which means you're going to make more money. Simple as that. Because Amazon isn't always the cheapest place to find your books. Surprisingly enough, it's not always the cheapest. Okay, so that is included as well. On top of that, we've got another piece of software for you we call Books Analyzer. What does Books Analyzer do? Books Analyzer is a browser extension that when you visit some of these book selling websites and specifically Amazon, it will inject right on the Amazon page, right by the book you're looking at, information about that book, past historical pricing, average pricing, ranks, average ranks, forecasted ranks, all the different information that would go to tell you whether or not the book is good, right at your fingertips, right there on the page. That is included, and that is normally an extra fee. That is included for you guys as well, okay? So we're talking about a pretty big package here, but I'm not done. One more thing, actually two more. Can I list it software? What is that? That is bonus number 8. Let me tell you how that works. Can I List It is another browser extension that will tell you whether or not automatically and quickly you are eligible to sell that particular book on Amazon. So as a brand new seller, you're going to start to build some trust over time, and you're going to be able to sell more and more titles and more brands, if you will, or more publishers as you grow over time. This extension will save you tons of time in telling you whether or not you can list a book like that instantly without you having to go check and do a search and all that. So it's a nice little tool. But lastly, the very last bonus is our inventory management and tracking system. So within our software itself, you can use it as custom inventory management, which means you can track your books that you've purchased, if they're what status they are, if they've been shipped, if they're for sale, if they're at the prep center, if they sold and for how much. And it just helps you keep track of all of your inventory and the status and the prices and all of that. Okay, so that is included as well. That system alone, we sell for generically for Amazon sellers for over $100 a month, right? So it's a big, big deal. So huge bonus package. It took forever to get through. Don't forget also your purchase is tax deductible. Again, see your accountant for this, but because it's a business and software, you get a deduction on your taxes. So further discount. I don't even know what else to say, guys. My gosh, that's a lot. So I still want you guys to hear from some others. So I want to do that, but let's take a look at some quick frequently asked questions, just real fast. And then I want you to hear from some others. We are here to answer any questions you have in the chat, even when you're hearing from the others. Let me just give you one more little tidbit. I thought you would find this pretty interesting. Wanted to tell you Jim's story. This is Pastor Jim. Jim, for an unfortunate set of circumstances, found himself living in a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house with 9 kids. 9 kids, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. And Jim saw a webinar training just like this, and it came to this point in the presentation where he had to make a decision. And he said, I decided to pull the trigger. About that time, my wife came in the room and said, what are you doing? And he said, something I'm probably going to regret, but I need to do, right? So, and this is pretty cool. I have to show you this. So this is Jim getting his award at our event. Jim has now done over $1 million. He's been able to buy a new home for his family. This is the life-changing, like, unbelievable. Been able to buy a new home for his family and have a place for his business. And now they all have plenty of places to sleep and go to the bathroom. And this is a story you'll be able to hear in the member area as well. So here's what I'd say. You're either going to choose to walk out and not do this, or you're going to do it. Here's the good news. Either decision is 0 risk. No matter if you decide not to do this or if you decide to do it, either one is 0 risk for you. In fact, it's better than 0 risk. It's like double your money guaranteed if you just take action, right? So they're both 0 risk, but only one of them has the potential to change your life, right? If you walk away, nothing's going to change for you. If you decide to take action, it's not only 0 risk, but it could actually change your life like it did Jim's. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out. You're at a crossroads here. It's going to be, do I do this or do I not? So again, if you want to potentially get results like these folks, and again, I can't promise or guarantee these types of results, but I can guarantee you will double your money if you take action. So let me go to, actually, you know what? Let me go back to the link so you guys can see it. And I'll pause there. I'm going to answer a few FAQ questions, and then we'll get straight to the hearing from these folks, okay? So one of the questions we get a lot, how fast can I make money? With the marketplace, you can make money today, right? You watch the training, you learn, you post it for sale. Now that said, not technically today, it's going to take you a few days. We don't give you access to sell on the marketplace for a few days. We want to make sure that you have gone through the training. You will submit a book to us so that we can confirm that you know what you're doing and you're not going to post a bunch of junk and muddy up the marketplace, right? But basically, as quickly as you can post deals on the marketplace, right? If you're going to sell there. So as fast as you can find a deal and post it, you're golden. However, to sell your first physical book, just because of the shipping logistics, remember, you're going to buy, they're going to ship it to the prep center, then the prep center does their thing, and then they ship it to, let's say, Amazon, if that's where you're selling it. So a couple of weeks, right, to make that first actual book sale. So you can do it very fast, extremely fast with the marketplace, still very fast even if you're selling your own books, okay? Next question, do I need other money? What else do I need? Do I need extra money? Again, with the marketplace, you need 0 extra dollars. You can find deals and sell there. You can find a deal, post it, and make your money that way. We have had successful members start with $50 and grow it. I would suggest having a few $100s because that's going to allow you to buy a good handful of books, and that saves you some money on shipping one big box and these types of things. I would have another few $100s. Beyond that, you really don't need anything else. You're going to use a prep center probably. That's going to be $1.50 to $3 a book. You're going to factor that in when you purchase your books. So there are no upsells, by the way. I hate those. I think that's crazy. Like, why would we hold something back from you? So there are no immediate upsells that you're going to be hit with. So there's none of that. You don't have to worry about that. So really, I would say you could be 0 extra dollars, but I would at least have a few extra $100 because that's going to cover you with some books. It'll help you cover monthly fees until you start selling at large volumes, all that sort of thing. I don't know, 300 to 500 would be nice to have, but it's not a requirement. It'd just make your life a little easier if you had it. What about saturation? Can't this thing get saturated? Going to be too many people selling books? Absolutely not. Saturation is simply not possible. Let me just show you something. This is a chart of Amazon's categories and how many products are in each of their categories. The books category is by far the largest category on Amazon, over 57 million products. Books account, let me say this really slow. Books account for 76% of the total products available on Amazon. So you hear some of these FBA people talking about, oh, sell in a category that's huge. I don't know, home and kitchen. Home and kitchen has 1.4 million products. There are 57 million in books, right? So you're talking about absolutely giant numbers here. Saturation is just simply impossible. If you do a search, let's just say on Amazon, you come back 5 or 6 hours later, everything's different. The number of books available are different, pricing is different. There's tens of millions of books popping on and off from tens of thousands of sellers, changing prices on Amazon only, not even counting all of the other booksellers. So you're talking about over 100 million price fluctuations daily in books on Amazon alone. You're just never going to saturate this thing, right? Nobody has that much volume or capability. It's a $115 billion total market, grows by closer to 5% annually now, more than 2%. Physical book sales grew almost 8.2% last year. Pretty powerful. Okay, so you're not going to saturate this. It's just not going to happen. One more question we get a lot. Yeah, but what about digital books? Aren't they really taking over? Actually, it's the opposite. Remember this last slide here, 8.2% growth in physical books. You want to see what digital books did? You're going to like it if you like digital books. Digital book sales fell by more than 5.5% from the same period last year. And the ebook industry trends have noted a steady decline in ebook sales during the last couple of years. Okay, so physical books are not going anywhere anytime soon. Certainly not before you have the opportunity to potentially make millions of dollars doing this, right? So I would not be worried about whatever happens with digital books because it's a non-factor. Okay, so 2 things from here. I'm going to put up the link again. Again, it's in the chat as well. I want you to hear from some of our members directly. I want you to hear their experience directly. And while that's going on, we will be here in the chat to answer any questions that you have. And I'll see you guys here in just a second. So let's start that video now.
Hey everybody, my name's Andrew Robleski, and I find myself making this little video here because just earlier this year we just passed $1 million in this business in just a few short years, all working part-time, and that was by design. I know you're sitting there saying, if you've already surpassed $1 million in this business in a few short years part-time, how come you're not putting more time into it? And the answer is because I don't want to. I got involved in this business to own the business and not have the business own me. And I wanted to have the flexibility to be able to do whatever I wanted when I wanted to do it. And I wanted to create a lifestyle and not another job. I had one of those and I gave it up because of this business. And I didn't want another job. I really wanted to pursue this opportunity and be in control. And what I really appreciate about this business is the flexibility. This past summer, we took 3 vacations. And during those 3 vacations, we were selling books every single day. And I didn't have my laptop with me. I didn't have my phone with me. And the sales just kept coming in. And, the book business, I know books, not the most exciting, not the sexiest thing in the world as far as a topical discussion or that, but it is certainly so very profitable, and the potential that this business affords us all is absolutely amazing. My wife and I started with a little bit less than $500 just a few short years ago. And again, here we are just surpassing $1 million. Even I am having a hard time kind of believing it because it's just such an efficient business.
Hi there. My name is Leopoldo Taisire, and they call me Leo. My book sales so far, they are over $400,000. It's this book profit has helped me to realize that there is actually online business out there that you can do when you still even have your full-time job and make money when you sleep and make money like they keep flowing to you. The best thing about book profit, I'll say, is a tool, because their tool is second to none. It can helps you to find the deals you need, that will make you money, and then a community and the support. I mean, there is just so many good things to mention about the book profit.
Hey everyone, Dave here from Tampa, Florida. The best thing about Book.Profits is the support. You have access to a support team of people who have been in this business for a number of years, who are currently working in this business and making money with it. And you can email them 24/7 and get answers usually within 24 to 48 hours of whatever questions that you have. And like I said, you're getting advice from people that are actually in this business right now, making money with this business right now. So they know what's current. This is not somebody who just has theory of what they did 5 years ago, maybe. These are people that are active right now. In addition to that, you have, of course, the basic training you go through when you first get the program, which is going to answer 95% of your questions and tell you everything you need to know to get started. You also have the Facebook group, which is very active. We have a very good community, and whatever questions you have can typically be answered in Facebook as well. We also have coaching calls twice a week. You can get on live with people that have been doing this 5 and 6 years and made hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars with this program, and they will answer your questions as well. The only way that you can not make money or fail is if you don't do anything or if you quit. But if you do what they tell you to do and stick with it long enough, you'll be just fine. Thanks. Have a good one. Bye.
Hi, my name's Juliana, and I am from Canada. I'm pretty excited, I gotta say. This it works. It works. The best thing about Book.Profits is the potential of what you can make here, right? I'm all about working remotely and having an unlimited income potential stream. And so I feel like this is a great business. I also love that clients come to us and, marketing is not something that we have to worry about. That's incredible in itself.
Hi, we're Paul and Vicki Lyons from O'Neill, Illinois.
Book sales so far have been over $217,000. Book.Profits has helped us supplement our retirement income, to be honest with you, and it's very much a fun thing to do. We certainly enjoy doing what we're doing. And one of the best things about Book.Profits is the ability to do it whenever and wherever you would like to do it. In addition, you would certainly get a ton of ongoing support from the book support people. They're just terrific.
Patricia, it has helped me in the fact that my mother passed away. I used to live in San Antonio. Now I'm in Mexico City, and I was able to continue my business now that I have been here for 8 months. And that has not affected, actually has pushed me to do the prep center and kind of more start seeing in a more broad way of expanding because of the situation. So I think the internationals have it real well. I think it's a great idea because you don't have to handle the books or anything like that.
Hi, everybody. My name is Raymond Gazzara. Book.Profits has helped me in that, unfortunately, I lost my job during COVID due to the mandates. And this has been one way I've been able to make a little money, help, make ends meet for a bit. And I'm grateful to them for that. The best thing about Book.Profits is a couple things, I guess. It's really very, very, very easy to start and set up, and you could be quite mobile. I could do this job at my house, my girlfriend's house. I could do it on vacation. I could travel and work. And the more you put into it, the more you'll get out of it. The more time you put in, you don't need to put a lot of time, but the more you put in, the more you'll get out. The more money you put in, the more you'll take out.
Hello, I am Mary L. White. The things that I like about this business would be the many tools you have to get help. You have the live session, the Facebook group, the recorded health sessions. If you're having a problem, there are multiple ways for you to get help.
Good morning. I'm Carly.
And I'm George.
We're coming to you from a cold, snowy morning in Aurora, Colorado. It's given me faith, frankly. It's restored some hope and faith that there really are good, reputable businesses out there. This is a business of quality and character. So in that vein, what's the best thing about Book.Profits? It is that it's an open-ended opportunity, that it definitely offers freedom and the help available. The help is truly, we hear this over and over in the business because it's true. The support team, the people who do the help session, the system John and Luca put together, they're just the best things ever. And never quit. Set your mind to what you want to get out of this business and don't give up. You can go at your own pace. Even the turtle won the race, but don't give up. Never, never quit.
Let's get on to some Q&A. I know you guys probably have some questions. Let me knock out just a few of these really quick. Some of these were already answered to specific folks in the chat, but I know if one person has the question, probably somebody else will as well. Really quick, let me just mention a couple things. Number one, yes, you can do this from anywhere in the world. You don't ever have to touch a book. You don't have to carry any inventory. How does that work? Not having to touch a book and being international really all have the same answer as to why this will work for you, okay? The thing is this, when you, let's say you are in Australia, okay, you're going to do all your buying and selling on Amazon.com in the US, okay? So you're probably going, yeah, but how am I going to do that? If I buy a book from Amazon or another website for a cheap deal and I want to flip it on Amazon for a higher price, how do I ship that all the way to Australia and then to Amazon? The answer is no, you do not. What happens is, let's say you're in Australia, you buy the book. Instead of shipping that book to you in Australia, which would cost way too much in shipping to go back and forth, you actually send that to a prep center. And that prep center for $2 to $3 a book in the United States will receive your book, prepare it, get it sent into Amazon and get it listed for sale for you. Okay, so that's how that works. So you never touch a book. Now, even if you're in the US, you can use the same system so that you don't have to touch a book or carry inventory. Now, some people prefer to have the inventory shipped to them and they ship the books back, they prep them and get them ready and then ship them into Amazon. But a lot of folks, especially once you get to a large scale, want to remove that part of the business from them having to do it. The people in the US use the same exact system, so they don't have to touch a book as well. All right. You buy it, it's shipped to a prep center, that prep center then ships it to Amazon. Simple as that. That is why you never have to touch a book. That is also why it's very easy to do internationally. As you saw, Seth, he's creeped up over $4 million now. He's in the UK. You saw Leopold. You saw tons of international folks having success. That's how they're doing it. It's because they don't ever have to touch a book. All right. How long does it take to sell a book? Another question. Completely depends on that book, right? And what's great about that is you never have to think about that question because you already know the answer by looking at what Amazon tells us. Amazon tells us how fast a book is going to sell directly. And how do they do that? They have their bestseller rank, okay? So that bestseller rank will tell us about how long it's going to take for that book to sell, assuming you are priced properly and you're the lowest price and that sort of thing, okay? So it's really simple. How do we know how fast a book sells? Amazon tells us based on their bestseller rank. Simple as that. So there's no guessing. What kind of budget do you need to get started? Like I mentioned, somebody like Patrick got started with $0 of his own dollars. He was the college student driving for Uber, who's now done over $500,000. Patrick started with $0. He ended up getting a credit card that had a $1,500 limit. He used that. Actually, our head of support, Paul, started with $50. And Paul has now done several $100,000. And so you can start with a very little amount of money. Now, on top of all that, we also have the marketplace to support you. So let's say you don't want to use a credit card at all, or you don't even have $50 to start. What you do is you find the deals, you put them for sale in the marketplace, and that's how you make your money. that way. So that way other members buy that deal from you, and you're scouting these books for people, and then you make a profit margin based on whatever price you set to purchase that listing from you, right? So there are several ways to do this with near $0. So you don't need a lot. Now, for those of you that really want to scale this and blow it up, the more capital you have, the faster you will make money and the more you will make. All right, it's as simple as that, because it's like any other business. It's based on inventory levels. So the amount of money you make is directly proportional to the number of good books you have in your inventory. Simple as that. Okay, so quick little note on money required to get started. You can get started with basically zero. I would recommend, though, if you're going to buy your own books, having $250, $500 worth of capital to get started on a really good chunk of initial books. That always helps a lot and gets you really turbo started. But again, not necessarily required. Let's see what else. Do I have to be in the US? Again, no, this works anywhere in the world. We have members successfully using this all over the place. Do you need to start an LLC or any other business structure? You don't have to do that. Again, can't give accounting or legal advice. So that's going to be up to you, but absolutely not. You do not have to be an LLC to do this. Now, as you grow and scale and start making great money, you're probably going to want to speak to someone competent on the legal side and the accounting side to get you set up with a business. But you don't have to do that when you get started. You can do it as what we call in the States a sole proprietor. No reason to worry about that. Make your money first and then worry about it. How long will this business model last? It is not going away anytime that I see anytime soon. So of course, there's no way to predict things, but I would imagine books is one of the product types that's never going away. And again, you have tons of support. We've got members that have made hundreds of thousands of dollars that actually do the business that can answer your questions. We've got our support in our Facebook group, which if you just do a search, probably every single question ever asked about this business can be found there with a quick search and answers. And then we have twice a week live coaching sessions. You get on twice a week live with us, with our mentors, and you can ask any questions that you've got. So absolutely no person left behind, right? Here's another good question. How do buyers find your books? They find them through Amazon. Right? You're posting your book for sale on Amazon. So when people search for that book on Amazon, your listing will be available there as one of the items that they can sell, or I'm sorry, buy, okay? Because you've got it posted for sale there. So a lot of folks don't even really realize, I guess they think Amazon has all these products. They don't. Most of their sales come from third-party sellers like us. And so what we do is we ship our books in, Amazon stores them, and pretty much handles the rest. They handle all the advertising, all the marketing, everything. There are, like we said, tens of millions of books on Amazon. Books make up 76% of all the products on Amazon. And there is a giant amount of people that visit Amazon every single day and buy books. And you're just going to stand in front of that giant stream of customers and stick your book out and they'll buy it. That's how that works. Let's see, any other quick questions I can answer? Okay, so this is, I know we delved into this a little bit, but someone asked, it's similar to how do we know how fast a book is going to sell? Like, how do I know that the book is going to sell at all? And it's really the same answer. Before you buy it, how do you know before you buy it? It's real simple. Amazon tells us. Okay, so the way that their bestseller ranking system works is they assign a bestseller rank to every book in their catalog from 1 to whatever it is, 30, 40 million, whatever it is. The number one sales ranked book is the fastest selling book on Amazon. And we know that those sell thousands and thousands of copies a day. The book that is ranked 27 million probably sells one a year. So that is how we know, based on Amazon statistics and data and ranking that they provide us, we know how that book is going to sell. Okay, simple as that. So that's how you know. That's a really good question, because obviously you don't want to buy a bunch of books that are never going to sell. And that is not how we do this. We don't buy until we know, we don't guess. This isn't a gamble, right? This isn't a chance. This isn't a, well, let's just see what happens if I buy this book, or I have a theory that this book. We don't do our purchases based on any of that. We purchase based on 100% factual data that Amazon gives us. So it makes it real simple. So great question. You, again, because they're for sale on Amazon, you do not have to drive traffic to your books. You do not. A couple other quick ones. Question about the prep center. Again, the way the prep centers work, there are several of them. We have a list of them. If you just do a search in our Facebook group, once you become a member, there are unlimited numbers of discussions about different prep centers and how they work and reviews and all that stuff. And so you pick one, and they specialize in a really simple business. They specialize in receiving your books, checking them over, prepping them, making sure that the labels are placed on them that's required by Amazon, boxing them up for you, and sending them to Amazon. That's it, right? So they handle all of that for you if you want to. And they all have different types of pricing models and businesses, but if you assume anywhere from $2 to $3 a book is what it will cost you to have that done, you'll be able to get it done for that. All right, so that's how that works. Any other questions, guys? Pop them in the chat box if I missed anything important. Anything else? I think we hit most of them. If not, feel free to ask it now. We will hang around in the chat to answer any questions you've got. And we are super excited for those of you, a lot of you have mentioned, hey, I'm in. Really excited to see you on the other side. We look forward to working with you guys and seeing your results. Make sure post them in the Facebook group so we can give you a shout out and get you in our top earners club and all of that fun stuff.